Things are officially getting dire. Just yesterday we had the official reveal of Australia, the next map coming to the Hunter Call of the Wild, and we're still missing 3 diamonds here on Raccoon Coast. So we're headed back out. We're going to take kind of the same approach as last time, go for a little journey through some of these areas that we don't typically hunt, maybe see if we can stumble into a flock of geese with a level 5, and hopefully we can stumble into something good in the process. So you'll probably recall, if you caught the last Raccoon video, we shot a mythical piebald lynx just doing this, looking for a location that maybe something we've been after is hiding, where the entire time we've been focusing on another spot. So I'd like to think, because it keeps happening, whether it's diamond capercaillie or the white grouse, we killed a lot of diamond ptarmigan and grouse and stuff without really grinding for them. I think it stands to reason one of these things we're after, be it a tundra bean goose, a gray lag goose, a raccoon dog, even a Asian widgeon, I would like to think there's a good one on this map somewhere, and if we just cover enough ground, maybe we can stumble into it. We've been grinding for them in a bunch of different spots. Even if this doesn't end up paying off, we've got those grinds ongoing, but I'd like to just kind of cover ground, go through these locations, and give ourselves that opportunity to maybe find something like that, and in the process, it seems we always stumble into other cool stuff anyway, so there's that chance as well, and I guess we're just grinding black grouse as we go through. I've never seen 4 males in one spot, so that was kind of nice. And this right here is basically the entire point. Now, I've got to say, that goose looks weird to me. I kind of wonder if that's a hybrid, and I really wonder if they might land somewhere where we might get a crack at them, because I don't recognize that as like a typical tundra bean goose. I mean, we could throw some lead at it, but at that range, with the 22, there's basically no way we're hitting it. We'll just put a bunch of shots out there. If we would clip it, that would be great, but we kind of know where they're headed. But my point is, it's full flocks. We've talked about on a number of occasions that it certainly seems you don't get respawns for, I think, both ducks and geese, unless you shoot every bird from the flock, and that can take a long time, and often some just get away. So being in other locations, because I'm also quite convinced that geese and ducks have their kind of home range and don't go outside it, being in other spots where we're not grinding those geese or those duck species maybe gives us a chance to encounter other flocks that possibly we've never seen. Kind of like that one. I think that could have been a rare. We could set up here. Maybe that's the way to go. But from what we've seen, whether it was the leucistic widgeon we shot over on Virunga Savannah, any of these several diamond ducks that we've shot here on Raccoon Coast, you have to be in the right spot. You can hunt the same area, even where you spot something, for a couple hours, and if that flock's not going there, you're just not going to see it. So hopefully our flock of geese will come back. The good news is, we've got some other ducks around here, including widgeon. I don't know that we'll mess with goldeneye, but widgeon wouldn't be a bad deal. That's it right there, I think. Although I don't remember it being a level 3. But if we can get that to come in, I gotta make sure we're using the correct color, which we are not. Let's get that equipped. It's weird though, it's almost like they're not coming in. Maybe we should just try to get it, because I don't think they are gonna come down here. We actually hit that. I don't know what that is. Certainly looks like what we saw though. I thought it was a level 2. Maybe I never looked at that? Honestly, I have no clue what's going on. That looked like the same thing we saw though, so hopefully that got a little stressful because I didn't pay any attention to where it went, but finally we found it. I don't know what this is. It is a leucistic. That's pretty cool, and a good size one, 2.58. I think, because I just recently shot a gold female gray lag goose, so it's probably possible to get a gold female bean goose, but that's the only, like, for thousands of geese, both tundra bean geese and gray lags combined, that's the only trophy for either species that we've shot, and that's really cool. 280 meters away, hit it right in the wing, and darn near lost the thing by not paying any attention. Had I not been recording, it may have been gone. What I was able to do was go back and watch the footage of it, kind of see where it went, and what happened was, they were moving west, like I had, now it's gone, but there was a icon here that it was the last location I spotted it at. But when we shot it, she kind of like veered further south, and that was the problem there where we couldn't find it, but that's pretty sweet. And again, like that demonstrates the entire thing. That's a flock that maybe we've never seen. Maybe it's a flock that we've shot everything out of and has respawned. but by going to these other locations that we're not typically grinding, we have the opportunity to maybe stumble into exactly what we're after, and as seems to be the case every time we come to Raventuli Coast, we find something maybe that we're not exactly after, but that is very cool nonetheless. So hopefully, the next time something like that happens, it'll be a level 5, but for now, I guess maybe we'll try to pop this level 3. I am kind of happy to see, though, they're not hard to identify. That is the funny thing with rares, though, and it's not just rare birds, it's rares for all kinds of species. It can be the case that you see something that's just maybe a little bit different than what you're used to seeing, and maybe it's not like, hey, that's a leucistic, or that's a albino, or whatever. You can just tell something's a little bit off, and even at whatever range we first spotted it at, it was pretty clear, and I hope that was the same one. It must be. Rares for both those geese species are very hard to come by. I would say it's quite unlikely there were two in the same spot. But you may have noticed I did it again. I didn't pay enough attention to where it was headed. Luckily this time it was not a tough track. It even got a gold out of it, so not bad. But maybe not exactly what we're after so far. I think it's at least a proof of concept that it's worth the time to go to these other spots just in case. And as per usual, we just run into cool lynx on Raventuli. I think that's a guaranteed diamond at 28 to 30. So we've done this before. We've made like a on-the-move shot with the 243. And we've also spent a lot of time chasing lynx when they are not offering a good angle shot. This is pretty decent. If we can get that shot right through here, that'll do. What is going on? That's what's so crazy too, and I was thinking it because what we've been doing is like weaving in between these lakes, going all the way around, up through, back down around, and doing that with these small lakes too. And I really wonder if there's passes between these lakes that we've maybe never gone through and just gone a different direction. This guy is a 42.58 kilo, 28.25 diamond. Yeah, that was a guarantee. 27.68 is the requirement. Double lunged him at 73 meters. Just insane. This map, again, like, these are things that we're not shooting very many of. The things that we are shooting literally hundreds of is got to pay off eventually, and maybe they're here. That's why I want to go to these other spots. And now we have 2 trophies in our first, like, I don't know, 6 kills. I think we shot 4 black grouse there. Just gotta find the ones we're actually looking for. I'd also like to point out, we were going the wrong way. I was trying to get to this lake down here. We came here, I think in the last video, shot a couple of decent bean geese and saw some others, and I wanted to come down here and place a setup, just as another location to maybe grind at, but I was accidentally going to this lake thinking that's where we had been, and it got us a diamond lynx, so I guess as they say, sometimes better be lucky than good, but this was most certainly where we were trying to get to. We'll go ahead and place a setup here. I don't think we're going to hunt geese right now, just because clearly what we're doing at the moment is working, but I want to have the setup here and a tent to come back to in the future. And those are the type of results we're looking to see. A level 4 here, though not a huge 4. The weight estimate, as we talked about last time, for a really big level 4 bean goose would be 2 to 3 kilos, so not a huge one, but would be nice if we could get that just to help out. And again, anytime we can get one, that just lessens the burden the next time that flock comes over for how many we have to get until we get the entire flock and those respawns can show up. So, gotta get our loadout back to how it should be. And that gets us just 1 more gold goose in the hunt today. I think that's 2 golds and now the rare. Even long shot that at 111 meters, but it's about time to go back down south and continue hunting for raccoon dogs. We still have to get one of those. That's the grind that I think is going to take the most time. So I say we go down there and do that. Or that would have been the plan, if not for this weekend. And you saw the thumbnail, you already know what's coming. Something pretty neat happened. Could this be it? We finally have a level 9 raccoon dog. I'm not taking any risky shots as many times as we've shot these things. I mean, even something like that. If he would have stayed there, we could consider it. We've made all kinds of shots on the move and stuff, but it is not worth the risk. The amount of raccoon dogs we've shot, there's been nothing even really close, so hopefully he'll just try to come back to his own. If we gotta follow him, we will. 8 to 10 estimate, though, that's about as good as you can ask for. That's him right down there. finally got caught up to him nervous. If we can just get him kind of in the open, basically not directly behind that tree, alert him for a second so he turns around. Hopefully we can get that shot. We'll stay 0 for 75. Figures he is basically using that tree as a shield. Come on, Sir 12. Not the time. Probably gonna have to do that again. I mean, that was lined up just right. Back to nervous, and now we gotta alert him again. The only good thing is it gets us a little bit closer, but he should do the exact same thing. Close to the tree again. That's gonna get him in a lung, though. That was absurd. Of course, it had to be just a little bit more challenging because of Sir 12, but they don't go down that fast if it's a 4-hit. We should be able to see the blood. That is vital blood. Please make it. It would make such a difference to a remaining diamond grind here on Reventuli. He's a diamond, barely. 9.37, diamond is 9.29. Right lung, I don't even know if we could have hit the heart. It was almost behind that tree. That is going to help a lot. So basically, what that does for our 2 remaining grinds here on Reventuli Coast, a 2-kilometer tracking distance, by the way. That makes it so that we can essentially grind the only things that we still need, Greylag geese and tundra bean geese, while editing, while doing other stuff, just sitting in a blind waiting for the flocks to come in. We don't have to run around here and shoot literally hundreds of raccoon dogs over and over and over again. That really gives us a legit shot of getting there before a new map. That was just amazing. I mean, finally, a level 9 raccoon dog shows up. And as I mentioned earlier in this video, we've shot hundreds of them and just never even had a level 9 to, even get our hopes up. So the fact that the first one made it is super encouraging. I'll even go a little bit further. About like a half hour before that happened, we saw our first level 5 of either goose species, and unfortunately, that one trolled by 0.01. I can't be mad. The weight was 3.84. They are scored by their weight, so sometimes you get that little randomness. It can be a little bit higher or lower than the actual weight number, and it was right on, so could have certainly been a diamond, but you can't be upset. It wasn't technically even big enough based on the weight. So we do still need both goose species, and because we do have our diamond raccoon dog, what we're going to do is continue what we've been doing so far. We're going to go loop kind of up around to the west, and then maybe by the end go down a little bit further south and look for Greylags in the same manner we're doing this. This will, in all likelihood, be our lowest kill total Reventuli hunt in a long time. But that's the thing, when we are kind of goose searching more than goose hunting, we're going through all these spots and seeing lots of flocks of geese, but unless we see one with like a leucistic like we had earlier or a level 5, largely we're kind of letting them go because we're more so passing through these other areas looking for other stuff. And while the quality of that other stuff has been good, unfortunately still no luck with the diamond geese, but getting that diamond raccoon dog out of the way is the biggest thing. Because Eurasian Widgeon, while they're on this map and we still have yet to get a diamond to them, I think we can save that for Virunga Savannah and the 2 geese species. I do think a lot of that grinding can be done while editing, while maybe working on other things, and I just think that's going to take a huge weight off our shoulders as far as trying to get the remaining diamonds from this map. And speaking of those, it's now been a couple of days. I still have not gotten to see that raccoon dog in the lodge, so we're going to head straight there and take a look. And just finally, we're able to put this multi-mount together. We've had a couple of diamond willow ptarmigan for forever, and I've just been waiting to get a diamond raccoon dog to be able to do this mount. And there's actually some really funny poses. There are a couple where the willow ptarmigan is basically carrying the raccoon dog away or attempting to, but I do like this one where he is just kind of mid-chase, so we'll keep it at that. I think there was a flying one there, and like I said, it's just such a relief to finally get the diamond raccoon dog. I was worried that we'd see a level 9 and it would troll. Go figure, the max level animal that trolls actually ends up being a Greylag, but if those were the options, I'm much happier that the goose trolled, and hopefully we can see another level 5 not too long down the road. But we are going to go to the other trophy lodge, a diamond lynx and a leucistic bean goose. Rare geese for both those species are really rare, so definitely got to get that in the lodge as well. Now this lodge has a lot of potential to become way more significant, with the confirmation of all 8 new species coming to Australia, and the word that we're getting 2 new multi-mounts, as Beard said on the live stream. I really think we may finally have hit a point where we can't display one of every diamond in Saseka Safari. I could be wrong, but I really do think he said the multi-mounts are going to be there. Because it's Australia, the eastern grey kangaroo I think are going to be the featured species. I would imagine some type of like 2 kangaroos boxing mount or something like that. I would love to display something like that in the lodge. And if we can't get everything in Saseka, this is going to be the place that we start to move more things into. So we'll see what happens, but I really think this lodge might become basically main lodge 2. The other thing is, I never realized it when we shot this. This lynx was diamond number 1000. And we shot him, you know, on the trot with the 243. No way would I have taken a risky shot if I knew this had the chance to be diamond number 1000. Pretty cool. I almost like that it happened without thinking about it, because maybe there would have been a chance to mess that shot up or overthink it or anything like that, but I definitely think we're going to move him out here to the main part of the room at some stage. Unless we can somehow make everything work with Saseka, then we'll bring him in there, just because the 1000th diamond we've shot is a pretty special thing, but we shall see. I'm actually kind of looking forward to the chance to have 2 different lodges that we consider our main lodges, and we'll just see what happens going forward. But I think on that note, that's officially going to do it for this video, so as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.